Pisces, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and Pisces, this is going to be a general reading for May 2025. And in today's reading, what I decided to look at is your healing journey. And in particular, I want to look at an issue that you're dealing with right now. And I'm going to start off by looking at the past. So I'm going to look at the origin of the situation, sort of the backstory of it. And then we're going to look at the present. So I want to look at where you're at right now and what you need to focus on presently. And so once you take your focus and you start to heal that, you work towards healing that situation. The last card we're going to look at is, well, actually the second last card will be the future. So it'll be possibilities for you for a future outcome. And then the last card I'm going to look at is going to be the overall message that you need to understand. So to help me out with this reading today, I'm going to pull 4 cards, first of all, from Heal Yourself reading cards from Ina Segal's cards. Then I'm going to use the Tarot of the Abyss, and also to clarify, I'm going to use the Tarot Vintage. So I'm going to put you on speed dial right now while I set up your reading, and I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, Pisces, I'm back. And we're going to start off with looking at the origin of your situation. And the healing card that you got is Say What You Mean, number 18. And it is in a reverse position because when it comes in a reverse position, is what Ina Segal wrote in her book, is that it's something that you really need to focus on, like almost like, I think she said like in the next 7 days. So there's something that you need to say. And I can see that you're needing to use your voice. So I'm going to read what she says about this. Number 18. Say what you mean. So take some time to clarify what you need to communicate and to whom. Honest communication begins with you. Take a moment to connect within and ask yourself, in what area of your life are you hiding and denying how you feel? Does your relationship with your partner need revamping? Are there things that are not working? Who are the people in your life that you must be honest with? This is your opportunity to take back your power and share clearly, wisely, and honestly what does and does not work for you. When you feel vulnerable, you can easily be swayed to say what you feel the other person wants to hear in order to keep the peace. The message of this card is that you need to say what you really mean, whether someone else likes it or not. Wow, so you're being asked here to really go out on a limb, to use your voice and to express your truth and your honesty. And it's interesting that you did get before, I noticed that you did get this 2 of Swords card, which is, I'll get into that in a minute, but it's fascinating because it's, it's this individual that's taking off some of their masks here, right, to express their truth, their authenticity. So definitely is a card here where you're asked to say what you mean. And with the Magician coming in right here, the Magician is the first card of the Major Arcana. It's a very powerful card. It's the card that's called the Master Manifestor. It's like you can bring anything into manifestation for yourself. But I've learned on this journey, because I have been able to manifest people in my life or certain things that I wanted to happen. But I've learned the hard way that if you're not grounded in your own body, that you can manifest things in your life that are truly not meant for you. And you might think you are, or maybe your ego convinces you that they are. But I've also learned on my journey as well is that I know at the beginning of my healing journey 8 years ago, with my own life coach, she said to me once, she said, Carol, you have all the answers in you. Because I wanted so much for her to tell me the answers to certain things, and she couldn't, and she probably could actually, but she wouldn't, because it was up to me to discover certain things. And I think this is coming beside this card here, Say What You Mean, because I think we want someone to tell us and reassure us that it's going to be okay if we say what we really mean. And I think it comes a point for this is that you have to trust your own intuition. And this is where the High Priestess card comes out, who is that, the feminine energy, the first half of the feminine energy in the major arcana. Empress is the other half, and she represents, the High Priestess represents our inner knowing, our inner guidance. And her, coupled with the Magician, is extremely powerful. They're almost like, these two huge power couple here. You've got the 1 and the 2 of the major arcana that's sitting here, that's backing you up. That's saying, you have everything in you to do this. And you can manifest this. You can make this happen. You can speak your truth. And you just have to trust what your intuition is saying to you. And a lot of times, in order to get to really understand what our intuition is to really get still and listen to that gut feeling. We have to get out of listening to this head, because this is our ego when we convince ourselves that this is us when it's not. And our true guidance is going to come from our inner gut, our inner knowing. And I think that there's something you want to say. We get to a point where just almost like we're pushed to this edge, and it's like, this is time. This is time for you to say what you need to say. And the last card that comes out is Temperance. And Temperance card in an upright position talks about this angel dipping their toe into the water. And whenever I see water in any of my cards, it represents emotions. And so I think here that you've been holding back some real heavy emotions around the situation that you're dealing with as far as using your voice. I'm sure there's a lot of fear there. There's going to be some grief. And there's going to be some shame and some sort of beating up of yourself when you do say this. When you do use your voice, there's going to be different voices that you'll hear, like, why did you do that? Why did you say that? And you're really going to doubt yourself. But, this is sort of saying to you, maybe you need to start off small. Start off really small. Because just kind of dip your toe into the water, and feel things out. Sometimes we can start off small instead of kind of going right in for it. So let's see where you're at with it, because you've been sitting with this, I want to say something. I want to speak my truth. I haven't been able to. So where are you sitting with this right now? What do you need to focus on? Well, you have a nice card for you. It's Have Faith card number 22. So let's take a look at what that one is. Yeah, have faith. Faith requires you to believe in something that is not yet evident to the naked eye. To generate more faith, focus on the why. Your dreams, your desires, your feelings, your attitudes and thinking, and not on the how, the action plan, the strategies, and the skills. Your whole life you have been taught to think about the how, which leads to doubt and fear. The wisdom of this card is asking you to only focus on the why. The magic that will happen if you stop focusing on the how and only on the why is that after some time of practice, you will notice that the how will present itself to you. It's through your focused, positive thinking that you'll create people, circumstances, and events that will take you closer to your dreams. What you have mostly done is to focus on the how, which has made you doubt yourself. This means that you are vibrating negative thoughts into the universe, keeping your dreams away. Remember, you were created to be a co-creator here on earth, designed for achievement. Faith is knowing that everything is going to work out the best possible way, no matter what things look like. And I love that last line, that it's having the faith that everything is going to turn out the way that it's meant to turn out. And I think I was correct in saying that, there's probably a lot of things going on in your head and a lot of doubts. Because the Two of Swords that comes out right here, and I mentioned it a bit at the beginning, and it comes out in a sideways position. Two of Swords speaks about this individual that has really kind of shut down in your head. Like you've shut down a lot of this, because I think when these things start really, we can really, they're nagging at us, these thoughts, these doubts, and that's the focusing on this how, where it says, you're always thinking, well, how am I going to do this? What's going to happen if I do this? And it's just like, there's going to be an opportunity that's going to present itself. And then, and I know, like I said, you're tending to shut this all down and wanting to just want this to go away. Because I think the hardest thing to do sometimes is to speak what we really feel, right? I think in this case, we're so used to putting on those masks and maybe the people pleasing and saying things so that, because we can walk on eggshells around people and afraid what's going to happen. But I see here that I think there's a part of you that's, you're getting close to taking off that mask. And behind that is your authenticity, your truth is going to come out here. In the Seven of Pentacles comes in reverse right underneath that as a clarifier for everything. And the Seven of Pentacles speaks of this individual that's been hoeing all their life, all these pentacles, right? Been putting so much energy and so much commitment to this. And that sounds like you, this has been really taking up a lot of your time. You have been spending so much time worrying about this. And it's the how of what are they going to say, all these doubts in my head. When I think, that's what you need to kind of turn that around and say, yeah, I got to have faith. I have to have faith now that when this opportunity comes up, and I don't have to force it, but when this opportunity comes up for me to speak my truth, I'm going to do it. I got to try. I got to have faith. And then the possibilities of a future outcome for you. Well, you're getting help from above. You have some nice cards here. You're getting help from above. And it's in reverse because I think, you need to hold on to that and realize that, it's here. It's already here for you. Your positive intentions and heartfelt prayers have been heard. You are loved beyond your wildest dreams. Divine beings are working on your behalf to create the perfect circumstances for you to heal and to open your heart. And that's where I say that, you sit and you wait for that perfect circumstance. It's going to come. It's going to come for you. There's a higher order and timing to all things. And that if there's anything I've learned, it's that the universe is going to present situations to us when it's time. You're being asked to work on your self-worth so that you can receive your greatest good in the form of incredible love. Life-transforming opportunities, healing, abundance, and divine inspiration. So keep asking for help and intervention in this area that you need. Your heart is about to be challenged to open wider than ever before. That may require you to feel some fear and some pain. Do not run away from this experience. Take steps forward with faith that your greater good is coming. And so you have the help here for you. And, maybe this Nine of Swords talks about this individual in an upright position where they are almost like in a nightmare. And I think maybe you've been losing a lot of sleep over this, right? Maybe it's really been affecting your sleep, and you might be getting up with some real, oh my God, because you're so worried about what's going to happen if you talk, if you say something, if you speak. And one thing that I'm hearing with this card is that, I think it's important for you to listen to your dreams as well, to pay attention to your dreams. I started not long ago where I put my phone beside my bed, and I get up and I in my notes I'll write my dreams because I look at the themes of them. For instance, in the last week I had water in every single dream, and wherever there's water, especially like lots of water, it means there's some real grieving that needs to be done. So I'm wondering if, maybe your dreams are trying to speak to you a bit. Pay attention to what they're saying. And I was not in the past somebody that was a dream follower at all. And I know I've been sort of encouraged in my 8 years of intensive healing once in a while to, follow your dreams. But it's not something that I used, and I've just started to do that, and I find that you can get some information there for yourself as to, you know, my water in my dreams was telling me that there was some real grief that needed to come up for me. And so, yeah, there was grief in the last couple of days that has come up for me. And so listen to your dreams. Maybe there's something there that's coming through for you. And also there's this, the Ace of Wands here. So the Ace of Wands is an offer from the universe. It's a gift. And it's the gift of the wand. And the wand is going towards our creative purpose. Taking that step, taking a small, and you know, the creative purpose doesn't have to be something big like learning how to do something or, you know, learning how to do something creative. For you, it can just be something different for yourself. And if that means it's going to be me speaking up for myself, that's something creative. And so here's the wand, here's the offer from the universe, and says, you know, I think once you take this little step for yourself to speak up for yourself, it's going to lead to something else. But there is these little small steps that we take for ourselves that lead into bigger things down the road. And this is what the universe is trying to get you to do. Okay, here's your chance to learn how to speak up for yourself. Because the universe wants to bring you to this place of this hanged man, which is kind of hanging here, not really sure which way to go. But the hanged man talks about feeling really comfortable in your own skin. And the universe wants to bring you to a place where you feel comfortable using your own voice. And that takes practice, right? That's this Temperance card where you just dip your toe into it and you just try it. You know, this is this little step that you need to take. I know it seems absolutely huge when you're asked to do it for a first time with somebody that, you know, you're thinking, and I know you know who this person is, where you're having to use your voice. It seems so huge, and it is, because it's huge for you. It's huge for you to take that small step. And so what do you need to understand about this situation? Well, you have the Phoenix Rising, which is an incredibly powerful card for you. And it's Phoenix Rising. Everything in your life is falling apart right now. In order for you to rise from the ashes with renewed strength. This is a strength card. This is not a time to create, but a time to sweep away everything that has not worked in your life. The reason so many things are breaking down and not going your way is because the old cycle of your life is completing. You may feel that you're walking through the fires of life right now in order to be cleansed and purified for your rebirth. Soon you will not recognize yourself. You are reclaiming your spirit. In reclaiming your voice, you are reclaiming the spirit of who you were. If possible, try to isolate yourself from the chaos that's surrounding you. Now is the time for you to feel any pain that you have previously suppressed so that you can heal. The universe has plans and opportunities that are better than you can imagine. So let go and trust and anticipate what is coming. And I think this Ace of Wands is that plan in the right direction that the universe has for you. And so the tarot says, here's the Four of Pentacles, right? Four of Pentacles talks about this attachment card. And you know, this Phoenix Rising says, you know, what are you afraid? What are you afraid of letting go right now? What is it? What is it that you're attached to that you're letting go, that you're afraid of? What might happen? What are your fears? Get in touch with those fears. You know, I write about my fears. What are you afraid might happen if you speak your voice? You know, what might happen? And then you get the Seven of Pentacles that came up right here. And the Seven of Pentacles talks about, again, it's the second time that you get this. This time it's sideways here. But yeah, it talks about that. I think it needed to come up again, how you've been spending so much time and commitment on this, you know? What are you afraid might happen? So all of this energy that you've been putting into wondering about the how of what might happen. And if you finally do it, what are you afraid of might happen? What are you afraid of? And then the Justice card comes in reverse. I think there's some real justice that's going to come for you for sure. Justice card is a card that says there's something for you, some balance. It wants to bring balance to this entire situation here. And I think this is what, you know, right now it's out of balance. Everything is out of balance here. Like I said, you've been putting all your energy into something. And then the universe wants you to use your voice just to bring everything in balance right here. And so what I'm going to do, Pisces, is I'm going to leave you with a video that I just did on my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's about my own healing journey and the lessons that I've learned. 10 powerful lessons I've learned on my own healing journey. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with what happens when you start using your own voice. And I think it's kind of, it'll if you watch it, it'll kind of put you on the right track as to, you know, oh, this could happen. But it's all part of your healing. It's a beautiful process, but you take things, you know, temperance a little bit at a time. And so I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're dealing with right now. The healing journey is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye.